If you want your follower notifications on Instagram to look like this, you need to make sure that you're posting the right content, using the right hashtag, posting at the right time, and doing the 2 other things I'm going to share with you towards the end of this video. In fact, you need to make sure that you're doing these things on a new account because it's going to skyrocket your reach the same way I helped this creator right here get over 30,000 followers in just 30 days, and this creator over 70,000 followers. And the same exact thing can happen to you so long as you're implementing all these steps and not skipping anything. The first thing that you need to make sure that you're doing is not recreating the wheel. If you're just coming onto Instagram and posting random content, it's the same exact thing as you going to a party, inserting yourself into somebody's conversation and have no idea what they're talking about. You just look like an idiot, and ultimately it's not going to lead to getting the followers or the views that you want. In order to get the followers or views that you want, you need to insert yourself into the conversation that's already going on Instagram. And the way that you're going to do this is by doing a little bit of research. I need you to come up with 3 to 5 competitors that you have within your niche, and you need to see exactly what type of content they're creating. And then what I want you to focus on is recreating the videos that they're creating. And no, this isn't copying, but it is copy work, which essentially is going to make you a way better content creator, because there are 2 paths that you could take when it comes to growing on Instagram. The first path is just try to do whatever you want. You're not going to grow, you're not going to get views, you're not going to get followers, and then you're going to come back to this video. The second path that you could take is that you can actually look at what is working on Instagram right now for your specific niche and then mimic that. And what this is going to do is make you a way better content creator. And no, I'm not telling you that you shouldn't be having your own ideas or creating your own posts. I'm simply saying that you need to learn what it's like to actually make a good hook on Instagram, or to actually make a good post on Instagram. And the easiest way for you to be able to do this is to look at what somebody else is doing and then try to do that for yourself. I mean, think about it. If you were going to learn how to play basketball, would you just randomly go out there and start shooting? No, you'd probably look at how LeBron James play or Steph Curry plays and then try to do that. Or if you were trying to learn music, you would start with an actual song. You wouldn't just sit down at the piano and start playing a bunch of random stuff. You learn how to play Happy Birthday or Mary's Had a Little Lamb, and then after you learn the basics, you can actually go and create your own music. Social media is the same exact way, so long as you're posting at the right time. And there are 2 best times for you to be posting. One of them is going to be the best time to post to reach the specific audience that you want to reach. I'm going to share with you a tool later on in this video that's going to show you exactly when you should be posting. But otherwise, there are 3 best times to post. The first one is going to be from 9 a.m. to 11:15 a.m. The second from 3:30 p.m. to 5 p.m. And then finally from 8:30 p.m. to 10:30 p.m. And essentially what you should be doing is you should take 7 to 10 days and you should be posting at all these different time slots. And then at the end of those 7 to 10 days, I want you to calculate and see which one of those time slots got you the most views. And that should be the time slot that you're posting the most in. In addition to that, you can't be judging your post on Instagram after 3 minutes, after 30 minutes, or even after 3 days, because now Instagram posts are taking 2 to 5 days to reach the audience that they were going to be reaching. So a lot of creators are judging their posts way too quickly, getting discouraged, and boom, that's why you're going to fail to grow on Instagram. In fact, delayed explosions are happening more than ever before. If you don't know what a delayed explosion is, it's when your post goes viral after 7 days, 2 weeks, or even a month. So if you stop posting content, this definitely isn't going to happen to you, which is exactly why it suggests you're posting at least 1 to 3 times a day on Instagram every day consistently if you want to grow as fast as humanly possible. Now, when it comes to the best hashtags to be using, there are 3 strategies you need to make sure that you're using, and you want to treat these the same exact way that you are treating the best times to post. You want to analyze them over a long period of time and see which one works best, but I will warn you, the last one I'm going to share with you currently has been working the best for every creator I've seen on Instagram. The first hashtag strategy is going to be 6 to 8 hashtags. The second is going to be 12 hashtags. And then finally, 2 to 3 hashtags. Now, when it comes to actually which hashtags you should be using, that's going to change depending on what you're posting about. And lucky for you, today's video sponsor Metricool makes it really easy to be able to figure this out, because you can do a search for what you're posting about on Metricool and see all the top hashtags under it. Or you could go to when your audience is online and be able to see exactly when you should be posting, and you can even schedule out your posts with Metricool. In fact, most social media apps will actually decrease your reach if you use them to schedule out your posts, but Metricool won't, which is exactly why I strongly suggest you go to the pinned comment below, register for 30 days free access to any of Metricool's premium plans with code Robert. And on top of helping you do all those things, they also help you write better descriptions descriptions on Instagram, which by the way, are going to increase your reach. In fact, if you're not writing descriptions that are 125 to 250 characters long, could be one of the reasons you're not getting the reach that you want, which is exactly why you need to make sure that you're using Metricool's text generator assistant, which is perfect for helping you write the best description for your post so that Instagram will actually push out your content more. So what are you waiting for? Metricool is going to help you skyrocket your growth on Instagram, and you can get started today at the pinned comment below with 30 days free access to any of their premium plans with code Robert. But I will warn you, just posting at the right time and using the right hashtags isn't gonna be enough. In fact, if that's where you're stopping when it comes to your creating content on Instagram, it's probably the reason you're not getting a lot of views, because there are 3 formats right now that are going absolutely crazy on Instagram, and you need to make sure that you're hopping on them. The first one is going to be green screen content like this creator right here is making. The reason that this content does really well is it forces this creator to do one of 2 things. Either 1, talk about something that's trending within their niche, or 2, talk about a brand that is trending within their niche. In fact, they get way more views when they talk about some brands versus other brands, and I bet the same thing is going to be true for your content. The second thing you need to do is read more content. If you don't know what that is, it's one of those videos that are 3 to 5 seconds long with a really good hook, and then you tell people to read the caption. And the real piece of content there is going to be in the caption. And I know what you're thinking, Rob, but I see people post on Instagram all the time that they don't like these posts. Well, guess what? That couldn't be further from the truth. People actually do like these posts. And the reason that they like these posts is because most people, in fact, more than 50% of people, don't scroll Instagram with the sound on. And what does that mean? That they're just interacting with content based off of what the text on the screen says or based on the description. So if you're not creating content like this, you're actually gonna miss out on a ton of views. On top of that, this type of content typically leads to a lot of replays. If you have a 3 to 5 second video, but you have a paragraph of written content, well, guess what? Your video is playing 2 or 3 times, so you're getting 2 or 3 views for every viewer, and then as a result, Instagram thinks that they need to push that out to even more people, and this is why posts like this go viral. On top of that, you need to make sure that you're creating meme content right now on Instagram. If you go scroll Instagram, I bet every 4th or 5th post is going to be a meme. Why? Because memes get shared like crazy, because memes are incredibly relatable to people. So what you want to make sure that you're doing is find whatever memes are trending, and then you need to take that original post, change it to be specific for your audience. For example, here's a meme right here about real estate. Here's a meme right here about baseball. And you could take these same memes, but make them relevant to your niche, and boom, you'd end up getting way more reach. On top of that, you need to make sure that you're emphasizing people sharing your content. I cannot emphasize this enough. 1 share on Instagram is gonna equate to 400 views. So guess what? If you get 7 shares, you get 2,800 views. If you get 100 shares, you might get 40,000 views on one of your posts. And the reason for this is because Instagram has realized that when somebody shares a piece of content, that then notifies that person, and then they come back to Instagram. And guess what? You getting people to come back to Instagram is going to equate to Instagram giving you more reach, because all Instagram cares about is how much time people are spending on the app, especially if you're getting people to come back into the app, because all that does is make Instagram more money. And if you can make Instagram more money, they're going to give you more reach. And the most effective way for you to be able to do this is having a strong call to action in your content. This post right here, or this description rather, is a perfect example of that. And this description right here is another perfect example of that. And the reason that these descriptions work so well is because the creator has a hook in the content, has a story in the content, and a really strong call to action. But more importantly, they're not having several call to actions. One of the biggest mistakes that I see you making right now is that you're telling people to like your content, save your content, follow you, share your content, and comment below. Well, guess what? The more things you ask somebody to do, just like your wife or just like your kid, guess what? They're not going to do any of those things. So you need to make sure you only ask them to do a single thing. And the 3 most important things you could get somebody to do right now is 1, share your content, 2, follow you, and 3, leave a comment on your content. If you could get those 3 things to happen, you're gonna skyrocket the amount of reach you're getting on Instagram right now. And another thing that I cannot emphasize enough is that if you want to grow quicker on Instagram, you need to be creating content for every placement on Instagram. There are 3 different placements you could show up: the homepage, the explore feed, and the reels feed. If you want to show up on the reels feed, you need to be uploading reels. If you want to show up on the homepage, you need to be uploading reels also, because the majority of non-follower views that you're going to get on the homepage are going to come from suggested videos. And the only types of videos that Instagram suggests are going to be reels. And on top of that, when it comes to the explore feed, you need to be posting carousels. In fact, carousels or photos are the #1 way for you to get reach on the explore feed, but you should only be posting content like that 2 to 3 times a week. So the rest of your content should be reels, and 2 to 3 times a week, you should be doing carousels. And if you want to do a successful carousel, it needs to look like this. And what these do is have an infographic, have a meme, and then if you swipe, there's a video. And guess what happens as a result? People swipe, they watch the entire video, and this skyrockets the amount of engagement that you get on Instagram, and boom, it's gonna lead to you getting more followers. Now at this point, there's only one reason you're not getting the reach or the followers that you want to on Instagram right now, and that is that you don't know what you should be posting, or you don't actually know how to fix your content, and I personally wanna help you with that. In fact, I wanna look at your account and tell you everything you need to do differently. If that sounds interesting, and you wanna work with me personally to grow quicker on Instagram, well please, check out this video right here that's gonna explain exactly how I helped this creator gain 30,000 followers and this creator 70,000 followers in just 30 days. And I want you to be my next success story.